My talk today would be about, can AI do that? Because I'm not trying to build a new internet, but I'm trying to build something for everyone here about using AI. So 2 weeks ago, I saw a message by one of the CISOs sitting in his room, in the CISO Club WhatsApp group, answering a simple question. What keeps you busy, so busy? And the response really overwhelmed me. Manny, does this work?
Yeah.
Do I need to click the mouse? Yeah, do I need to just click here? Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, and you just needed to click the mouse, yeah.
The CTO.
CTO, go figure. Someone needs to build something, right? So I was really overwhelmed by the response. I mean, it's busy with audits and reviews and deploying a new version and ISO renewal and board meetings and approving 21 new products. I mean, wow, this is, the CISO's work is really hard. Like, within an hour, the person needs to have a deep dive with their engineers, the security engineers, and within the same hour, they go to a super high-level meeting with their board, right? That's super hard. That's not, that's not a job. That's endurance sport. That's like Ninja Israel. That's Ninja CISO. I feel for you guys. But then I thought, hey, here's a challenge. Let's try to build something that maybe would be able to help the people in the room. So what's the challenge? Seeing the painful processes and trying to build something which would be a streamlined workflow, which is based on AI, right? Because taking the painful processes would probably help that. But there were so many opportunities, as you saw on the WhatsApp message. So I decided to pick the most boring one. Policies. Most boring one. Why policies? Because every organization has policies. Policies, no one reads them. Even the own people that need to be guided by them, they usually don't read the policies, they just operate. Policies are written for auditors. This one is the one that I really love. You get 364 days of dust, no one looks at them, and then 1 day of panic, right? So policies, yeah, we need to do something about the policies. But we all know that they are important, right? So if we know that they are important, that's not the problem. What's the problem why no one uses policies? That's because of friction. There's so much friction and the broken process of getting the information outside of the policies themselves that no one uses them. So then I thought, what's happening today, right? So today when someone wants to take a look at the policies, they either need to search the room, find the right policy, multiple policies, correlate them, and do a lot of work, read them, maybe find, maybe search, or if they don't want to search for the document, what they would do is they would go to the person, the sleeping bear, right, asking for how to do it, what's the policy. But usually the people in charge are not the most nice people to work with. That's why they got the policies in the first place, right? So it's like waking a bear, you get the panic, no one does that. So there's friction. But what if we could turn the friction from friction to adoption? Well, that's what the challenge. So let's see if we found something like this before. We did. So what happened before, in the phone era, no one used to lock their phone. I mean, everyone knew that you need to lock your phone, right? So they use PIN codes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the security guys, they use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no one would lock their phone because typing the PIN code dozens of times a day, that was a mess. So no one would type the password or the PIN code. 2016, Apple introduces the fingerprint unlock. Wow, that's something amazing. But for me as a builder, what's amazing is this thing. 89% of the people who add this feature enabled it and locked their phone. Wow, I would sign on any feature with this type of adoption. But this led to something else. Today, everyone in this room, and most of the people outside the room, actually lock their phones. So this is a shift. We turned friction into actually adoption. Because when security controls becomes effortless, everyone embraces it. So let's try to do that thing with policies. So when security becomes frictionless, adoption explodes. And to me, policies in most organizations are still the unlocked phones until ChatGPT arrived, or GPT itself. And now I'm going to try to explain what we did using a GPT. So we took a GPT, which is a part of ChatGPT. Okay, it's a specific feature. If you'd like, I can explain afterwards what's the difference. And we uploaded all of the SOC 2 policies of Milestone, all of the runbooks, additional documents, and this is how we operate. We told the GPT, this is what you know. And then we actually locked it. We locked it down. Only use these files, nothing else. When you need to respond, you need to respond about these files. Now, what did we get? We get a brilliant professor which knows everything, anything and everything about the policies of Milestone. If you ask it about the policy, it will search for it, and the main benefit, you get accurate results, and you get something which is grounded, which means it can't look outside. It would provide the answers from the policies that we fed it. So it reminds me like, you know, my professor at the Technion, University of Tel Aviv, but my professor for physics. When I was a student, I asked my professor for physics, what can you do in order for Earth to revolve a little bit slower, because I wanted 2 additional hours to sleep, right? Of course, he knew the answer. He was professor in physics. But ask him about law, he doesn't know anything. This is the GPT. It knows everything about the policies. It doesn't know anything about anything else. So this is the easiest way to build a retrieval augmented system, a retrieval augmented generation. And then we had the opportunity to test it. For those who can't see, OpenAI, about 10 days ago, they published that they were kind of hacked by a 3-party TPRM, a third-party risk management. They found something, one of their vendors. And 7 a.m. in the morning, I received the email, say, oh my God, the day is gone. I would need to look at ChatGPT, look at OpenAI, because we have the API and everything. But then I reminded myself that we have this GPT. So I copy everything and I ask it, I received this email, do I need to do anything? And then I paste it. I'm so happy because it's a brilliant solution, right? I don't need to review any document, I don't need to search for anything. And then so happy, it failed. The response that I received is out of scope for this GPT. I can only answer for Milestone SOC 2 policies. It failed. So why did it fail? I mean, I was so happy with the solution that we got. So I felt like the witch in the cookie tree. If anyone read the book, if you didn't, then you should read it. I casted a spell so hard on the GPT that it wouldn't answer anything. I locked it down too much, and I needed to ask it differently. So I tried a different question. We are using OpenAI. I mean, you should know that, right? This is why we received the email. No, I'm sorry, take 2 didn't work. Out of scope for this GPT. So then we thought, what do we need to ask differently in order for the GPT to actually answer? And then the question was not to ask about OpenAI, but rather to ask about the SOC 2. So we asked, does Milestone SOC 2 policy say anything that we need to do about it? And bingo, take 3, we succeeded, we received a response. And that means that it went over the incident response and the OpenAI and the other policies. I'm sorry, not the OpenAI, but the AI policies and the rest of the policies. And it creates a synergy to provide us this result. The answer, it's a long answer. This is just TLDR. And we fixed it so that next time it would work. And that was a huge win for us because it really works, right? So instead of passively reading through static documents, we could interactively speak with intelligence, right? Here are the policies. Remove the friction. Great. Instead of searching for keywords, we could ask questions with the context, complex questions, and receive the response. So to summarize what happened over here, in this case, we received an email. Instead of going through all of the policies, we provided it to the GPT, received an instant answer. But what I like about it the most is we didn't receive an answer about what should companies do. We received an answer about what we should do. And this is great. This is actually a great thing to do. And I want to show you another example. So Sapir is joining us this month in December as a newcomer to Milestone. And you know what we would do in the past before the GPT. Someone will need to go and find the policies of onboarding and timing, and who needs to provide the hardware, and the approvals, and the timeline, the training, everything. But after the GPT, we just went and asked it, Sapir is joining the company, please create an infographic for us. Read all of the policies, read everything that's required, create an infographic for us. How do we prepare before she joins us? And then what do we need to do on the first day of arrival? And this is what we've got. I mean, you have everything here. Who needs to do what? By which date? And what's the KPIs? You see, you have all of the KPIs over here. The CTO needs to do this, the CEO needs to do that, the HR manager, the IT, everyone. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Instead of reading all of those playbooks, run books, everything, you get everything together with ticking the boxes of what's been done and what's not. With AI, policies change from write once, read never, to a living knowledge base. Anyone in the organization can use the policies, can ask them, and everything moves faster. We call this the self-service methodology, because instead of people asking the question, finding the documents, etc., they can simply use their ability to help themselves. Now it's your turn. Pick some simple example in your organization, some simple process. And I urge you, don't choose something critical. Choose something boring. Because if it breaks, and everyone breaks it in the beginning, I broke it, we broke it, you're going to fail it in the beginning. But choose something simple. Pick one process. And then build a simple assistant. Start small. And then iterate. Innovate, iterate, add to it. I can suggest something that we saw in other companies, which is that for the next week or 30 days, or just go back to your team, ask everyone to collect the questions and the answers which you're being asked all the time. Put it into a document, load the document into a GPT, send it to everyone in the organization, or add it to your email as a suffix, and ask people to check that instead of asking you all of the questions. You will gain a lot of time. You will remove friction. You will remove yourself from the process. You will gain so much time. I mean, imagine yourself. You could sleep longer. You could sleep. Maybe your CISOs. I don't know. So, just a word of caution before I end my time over here. So, yes, AI can do that. AI can do so much more. But AI, as you'll probably hear and as you've probably heard, is also dangerous, right? So you need to check what people do with this GPT. Because now I saw that, and everything changes all the time, but GPTs can now be opened for external tools, which can leak information or do other things. So be sure to know what the GPT does. That's one. And the second thing is, if you are not building it, you ask someone else to build it. Check with them about the resiliency, reliability, and stability to make sure that you actually have what you wanted. Now I want to leave you with this. Now is the moment to remove the friction from your own security operations. It's not a question of, can AI do that? AI can do that. It can relieve some of the load that you have on your desk. You just need to be innovative and use it. And if you are not going to be the one to do it, there are other people who will do it and gain the advantage. So start today. This is really easy. It's like 30 seconds, 5-minute work, and you'll get it done. This is the way we operate at Milestone. And if you want to explore how to apply this into your world, I'm right here. Thank you.